Dear friend, I see you stumbling around in pain, gasping for life and strength for today and hoping for tomorrow. Tired, weary, scared, unsure of what to do and when and how, burdened by the have to and the need to and the must. I see you measure and weigh yourself by what others expect of and require of you, and you cry in exhaustion and plead for mercy, and another day dawns, and the I must, I have to, I need to shouts in your ear, and you, bleary eyed and in pain, will yourself out of your sleepless bed and do and do and do it all again. What breaks my heart? You do it all. You do it, and you go and you march out into the darkness without a coat of His grace. Nothing to cover your head and protect your mind. Shoes worn out with holes, no gloves, no armor, no sword, and no shield. The world wants to eat you up and spit you out. But you pretend the enemy does not notice you. He does. Like a wounded sheep, you are vulnerable to every plan and scheme and snare. I would never tell you nor presume to know what you should or should not be doing. What grieves my heart is that all that I see you doing in your own strength, relying on your own power and fortitude to accomplish your task. I see you performing from a base of guilt and worry of how you'll be perceived if you don't keep up the pace. And then you're angry. You're angry because the enemy whispers in your ear, you don't have time to spend with your Lord. You've got things to do, people to serve, people to witness to. Jesus understands. He doesn't require you to read His Word. That's why you go to church. If there's something you need to learn, the pastor will teach you. You don't have to read the Bible. You can read it later, and then you can pray. After all, isn't that what grace is? No work, like reading. Just be a good Christian. Besides, you don't drink or smoke or cuss. You don't even like to watch movies where they cuss. You're fine. It's not about works, after all. It's doing the best you can, and God's grace and mercy covers the rest. Except, Jesus says, come to me. Jesus' example was to spend time alone with the Father as often as possible. And why would He need to do that? Because that's where His strength came from. Though He was God, He was also man. And sometimes He taught not with words, but by actions. Every day I begin empty. If I go out to do and be and say without my cup being filled, I trip, I fall, I do and say what I feel, not what Abba planned for me, what I planned for me. Some days I'm so full, it carries me through an extra day. But the joy that comes through the washing of His Word, that is my strength. When I encourage or even plead with you to simply read His Word, it's not to lord it over you. I'm not holier than you. It's to say, I'm weaker than you. If I don't keep coming back to the table, I forget who I am. The pain and sorrow of this life is more than I can bear. Even when I know the right thing to do, I don't. I need to be reminded in His Word Every day I breathe, it's not about me. It's not what I can do. It's about Him and what He can do and will do if I get out of the way and let Him. I pray these things in Yeshua's name. Amen and amen.